Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Tuesday, October 4th, 2022. I'm here for my weekly cross-stitching update. I'm a day later than I anticipated because I forgot my kids had Monday off for fall break. So we went to the park, had a fun lunch together, didn't have a chance to film. Smokey's here with me too. Let's get right to it. I have a good amount to share, and I'm excited to get back into working on all my projects. So let's dive in. So first off, some administrative stuff. I had a giveaway last week for Stitching Cabin Co. on Etsy. She has her autumn band sampler, Mystery Stitch Along, which is live. Since it's after October now, I'm assuming there's 2 parts out, so I'll probably put a little picture up here from her Etsy shop of where it looks now. So I had 101 comments on the last video for the word autumn to be a part of her to win the pattern for the autumn band sampler. So let's see who wins that. Sharon Williams, congratulations. And we started having a touch of autumn weather here. Happy stitching and happy belated birthday. Thank you, Sharon. It's sort of autumn here. We have a little bit of cooler nights, but this week is in the low 90s. So we're kind of like, really? Go away. We don't want hot weather anymore. So I'm glad some of you have cooler autumn weather. So congratulations, Sharon. Let me know your email address because I will pass along your email to get the band sampler. It's a mystery PDF. So you can let me know at stitchinmommy7@gmail.com, private message me on Instagram, private message me on Etsy. Any of those places are good places. So I suppose you could probably reply to your comment with your email. That sometimes gets lost. And I generally don't like putting emails in comments since that can just cause spammers to know your email. So let's not do that. Okay, I have a few things to share that I got from the Fat Quarter shop this week. And some things that I forgot to share from before, these foundation papers for quilting, and I still haven't tried them, so I'm not sure how I like them. There's tiny ones, little flying geese that are little, and 2 square in a squares. So I'll have to try these sometime and just see what I think, if I like them. They have examples on the inside of like different ways you could use the flying geese, and different ways you could use these ones to make bigger quilts. So I have toyed with some ideas of quilting project bags whenever I have more time. That's funny. But something like that, maybe I could use those to make some project bag fronts or something. They also sent 3 more quilt patterns. These are some newer ones. We have Desert Daybreak, which is pretty, Ivy and Fern, some greens, and then Painted Meadow, which is a brighter one. And then they have a new set of stitch cards, set N, which is super cute. A little gnome, a snail, a mushroom, and a flower. A close-up of the little gnome. He's so cute. And Autumn Love, which is, I think they're a big one right now that they're working on. This one is kind of cool. All these little ones on the side could make fun smalls as well. So, and this pretty thing down here, even if the whole thing wasn't made. So that one's pretty fun. And Frosty, which is part of their Typeface series, has Frosty over here and then various names for him on the side. So I thought that's cute too. You will see some of these in just a second, because when I was going to upload my Whip Parade video, which is up, oh yeah, one more thing. This large book, Simply Half Yards, is a quilting book and has lots of patterns in it for that you either use a lot of one fabric or larger pieces of one fabric. Here's some more pretty things. So this is actually a decent sized book, so pretty cool. Anyways, when I went to upload my whip parade video, which is up now, it's 3 hours long, so buckle up. I noticed I had passed 12,000 subscribers, which is still mind-blowing to me that my numbers keep ticking up and there's still more of you. I'm assuming most of those are cross-stitchers, which I would hope that would be the case. So just thank you so much. This has been a fun journey, and I believe part of my appeal, I suppose, is, as you can see from my whip parade, I have a variety of things. So I'm not a niche stitcher. I have Ada all the way through 40 count, 1/1. I have all sorts of things, lots of different categories. I feel like I don't stitch what's typical right now. I don't stitch samplers, and I don't stitch prim. I don't stitch small for the most part, and that stuff seems to be the most popular thing these days. So I'm still kind of shocked that I have so many of you that are interested in seeing what I'm working on in my little corner of the YouTube verse. So because of that, you know it's coming. I have to do a giveaway and a sale in my Etsy shop. So as I like to do when I reach these milestones. So I'll give a couple little flip through a few pictures of things you can find in my shop, because I'll talk about that first. I have a code that you can use, so it's not just for whoever stumbles upon my shop, it's about for you guys, my subscribers. It's called 12K Thanks, and so it's a coupon code at the end. It's worth 12% off. You can sense a numerical theme here, for 12 days starting today. So it goes through October 15th. Today's October 4th, and this is still early in the morning, and it's hopefully a short video, so hopefully I can get this up before too long, and as soon as you see this, it should be ready to go. Both PDF and print copies of patterns will be 12% off. So I'm not including kits, and I'm not including personalized items, but everything else is fair game. Not the, I guess I couldn't, well, we'll see. Anyways, so print and PDF patterns. So I have 5 or 6 different temperature piece patterns, which are pretty popular this time of year as we're heading into the new year planning, and I need to get back to my computer and work on another one. I don't have it ready at all yet, but I do have likely 2 I'll be releasing before the end of the year, so stay tuned. I also have things like some state sampler patterns. I have some full coverage designs based on some of my photos. I have some cute little bird and teapot patterns that I am collaborating with my niece who drew them. What else do I have? Oh, and lots of different like poems and things of that nature. So enjoy. 12 days, 12% off for 12,000. Thank you. 12K thanks. So anyways, I also have 12 giveaways for you guys. So 12 of you will be winning something physical as well. So I have, let's see, I'll do the quilt ones first because I know there are a few quilters in here. I'm going to do 2 bundles of 2 quilt patterns because I have quite a few quilt patterns that I've been kind of hoarding over the last little bit from the Fat Quarter Shop, and I'm not going to stitch all of these. I have a limited number of quilting hours in my life, and I feel like I'm drawn to the ones that make pictures over the ones that are strictly geometrical. So that's what most of these are, strictly geometrical, and they're pretty, but I don't know that I want to keep them all. So I'm going to pass them on to you. So if we have quilters in the room, sign up for one of these. So let's see, hopefully I can get my keywords right. Let's see, how do I want to do these? So I'm going to go with these 2 together, Whirlwind and Away We Go. This one is like got baby fabric, and this one is pretty bright fun ones. So let's use the word whirlwind and you'll get both of these. That's the first thing. And then we have two flowery ones. We'll do this new one I showed you, Painted Meadow, and then Alpine Blooms. So they're both flowery. So we'll use the word flower for this one. And keep in mind in the comments, you use the keywords of the things that you want, but please do not use the words win, free, giveaway, prize, any of those types of things, because I want these to go to you. I don't want trolls to come through and try to win them and sell them and who knows what they do, or just clog up the things. So try to not use any of those words or I'll have to delete your comment. I really don't want to do that. So use these fun words. So whirlwind and flower. And I'll do these two because they're both kind of green. Ivy and fern, which is one of the newer ones I just showed you, and Marseille. Is that how you say that? And maybe we'll use the word green because I put these together because they were both kind of green. So Green, green for those two. And then we have these two, which were both bluish. Desert Daybreak and Zurich. So if you want these will come together. Use the word blue, B-L-U-E. So yeah, so those are fun. So my quilters in the house, there'll be, I guess, 4 quilt things. And the rest of these will be single patterns, but they're all cross stitch. So I think these are more, since my channel is mostly about cross stitch, I'm hoping I'll be able to spread out, more people will get something fun. So these are ones I had duplicates of. These are from the Stitch Quarterly last year, maybe, or recently, maybe. Tea Time. And this one says spring. It has a pretty teacup. So use the word tea, T-E-A, for this one. And this is Hey Pumpkin. I believe I have 2 of these also. You can use the word pumpkin for this one. That's a cute one. I really like that one. I'll probably end up stitching that at some point. This one says autumn. It's called Autumn Spice, and it says autumn down here. So you can use the word autumn on that one. We used the word autumn last week for the band sampler, but this week we'll use it for this. This is Cut, Press, Sew. So for all you quilters / cross stitchers out there, or seamstresses, use the word sew, S-E-W, for this one. Then this is the Prim Village. This is an older one, but really cute. So this one is really cute. It's got all sorts of colors in it. And it looks like here you could even pick one and make it all by itself. So this is called, use the word prim for this one. And that's a larger piece. All the rest of these are larger. And here's these 2 typefaces, but I'll pass them out separately just to spread the love a little bit more. This one is Santa Claus. So use the word Santa to get him or to enter for him. And this one is Frosty. So use the word Frosty for him. And then I have one Mirabilia that I was given along with Rose of Sharon, which I may stitch. This one I probably won't stitch. I don't tend to be a mermaid stitcher, but she is pretty. And this is called Siren in the Shipwreck. And go ahead and say Mirabilia, I guess, for this one. And I will get this out to a lucky winner. So that's, I believe, 12 things. Hopefully I counted right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. 12 prizes with the quilts combined, two patterns per prize. And so yeah, that's exciting. I'm excited to share the love, pass those on, and give those to you guys who will hopefully enjoy them. So now we can get into what I worked on this week so far. It feels like the week has been really long and full of cross stitching because I did my whip parade today, which took 4 days total to totally start and finish, film and edit and upload and all the things. But I haven't, not everybody watches whip parades, which is totally fine. Not everybody wants to watch a 3-hour whip parade, also totally fine. So I'm definitely going to do before and afters for what I worked on last week on Monday, because just to make sure everything's covered here. So I guess I should start with my travel stitching like I do, or at least like I used to. I feel like I'm kind of starting fresh here. I did a little bit on Wander With Me. This is one of the temperature pieces in my shop. Also the dog version, Walk With Me. Both have cute little paws. And I'm not cut up yet, but I am getting closer. So this is 27 count Linda in Vintage Country Mocha. 1/1 full cross. I believe I did these 4 paws here. So as you can see, there's like the fire paw. Then we dip down into like 70 something, but then it's gonna come back up. So, but yeah, this I believe was while we were gone in England, and it actually rained and stuff here while we were in England. I'm like, wow, what are the chances? So we left like right around here. So all of this we missed, which was nice. We really enjoyed the weather in England because it was much different than what we experience here, and can't get too hot here. So that's fun. I'm getting caught up. I think I have one more paw that I didn't do that I could have done this weekend, plus probably another one now that's ready to go because these are current temperatures. I did not work on my butterflies at all. That was kind of taking a back seat, but I will get it back out sooner than later. I decided I want to work on it. I'm gonna probably 4, 5, 6. Well, maybe I could do more than 6. I was thinking I want to at least get this half done, and get 6 done and then do 6 next year. But I already have this guy fully backstitched, or not backstitched, outlined. So this week I was working on Under the Sea Club for any like random bonus travel stitching, TV stitching. Usually that's this one. So if that one gets closer to caught up, I'll come back to this one, I think. But I feel like if I can at least get 6 finished, I'll be happy. Ideally more, because then I have less to do next year. But since that one's retroactive, I'm doing the temperatures from 2002. It doesn't have to be done right away. And doing 2 temperature pieces in 1 year is a lot. Since I don't have a for sure spot for it, it tends to be a little bit too much. But anyways, here is my official travel piece that I work on when I'm waiting in the car for my kids. I don't have as much time this year as I did last year because they all get out pretty close together, but I do have maybe 15 minutes every day. So it adds up just a little bit here and there. I may not get caught up on this because I'm a little far behind now, but I'll do my best. So here is all of it all together. And then I'm working in the block for July. And this is on 28 count Dove Gray Monaco, mostly 2/2 full cross. This is the first block now that has 1/1 available. And so I'm doing the American flag. She calls, it's Victoria Sampler is from Canada. So the charted one is a Canadian flag that's actually a 2/2 flag. But they have an option for an American flag, which is 1/1, because there's a little more detail in that one. And there's also in here, there's a speedboat and a water skier that's also charted a 1/1. So I haven't done that yet, but that's coming. And there's not as many specialty stitches in this one. There's just those 1/1 chunks and these little Rhodes stitches here on the bottom. So that's coming along. I'm enjoying that. It goes pretty fast since they're fairly small blocks and it's 2/2 for the most part, but still I am behind. So I would like to finish this sooner than later. I want to get it done by early in the next year. So we'll see. I don't want to let it linger. So what else did I do? I guess, let's see, this is more appropriate for right now. I have Under the Sea Club, which I worked on when I called my sister on Friday. I worked on it a little bit then, and also for a few bonus times this is the Frosted Pumpkin year-long stitch along, and this is how much has been released so far. I finally got this this part finished. It had the puffer fish and these little coral fishes and the diver. Oh, and these tangs. I got this little chunk finally finished. So now I'm working on the top border. So I'll finish all of the top border, I think, and then come in to do the next part. That's my plan. Anyways, so this one, I wanted to try to work more this weekend, but my main piece needed too much time, and I'll show that in a little bit. So I didn't actually have any, like, maybe a little bit, but for the most part, my main stitching time in the evenings was not this, which was unfortunate. But I was able to work on it during like family TV time, or in the Denver Broncos game, things like that. When I might normally pull out butterflies, I pulled out this. And I took it to the park yesterday, worked on it at the park. So I got a little bit done. And here is where this is at now. So this is 25 count, light blue, medium blue, even weave. It's like a mystery color with my own conversion, 1/1 full cross. And so this patch is done, and the eyes of these tang fish was the same color as the waves. So I ended up doing all 3 of those waves, which some of them may go with this next part, but regardless, they're there and they'll help me count. And even the feet of the otter, I had that color for the spines of the puffers on the top here, and just used up my thread, stitched in the start of their feet until the thread ran out. So, and then I came down here and worked on, I did her bubbles, and these pearls are all in Silk Lame braid, which sparkles just a little bit, and it's thicker than regular DMC, so it's kind of puffy. And then I did the rest of the border up here and started in on the corner area. My color conversion is kind of different compared to the called for. The called for will have a darker color for these strips and the anchor. I was a little nervous about it because it's not my color complements the other colors around it, but it's not that dark. But I think I'm gonna go with it. It kind of has, it'll make it more of a monochromatic border, so which might actually be nice and more peaceful feeling than busy. So we'll see. So far I decided to leave it, and yeah, so hopefully I'll get a little bit more done on that this week whenever it comes up, at the very least when I talk with my sister, but we'll see. I might bring it out again for like show stitching and whatnot, just to try to push it forward to be more caught up. And then, yeah, I also did Mill Hill Monday yesterday, so I'm very excited. I wasn't necessarily sure if I'd be able to get back to this, but since the kids had the day off, our afternoon was pretty relaxed, and I thought, you know what? I need to get back to this, and perfect day to kind of get back in the groove and do a little bit. And I ended up doing a lot more than I probably should have because I kind of sacrificed some time on my main piece, but I had so much fun working on this. So this is Honeybee, and I haven't worked on this in quite a while, but here it is now. And this is on perforated paper that comes with the kit, all the beads that come with the kit, and I finished the black, finished the dark gray, and started in on the yellow. And as you can see, there's lots of beads. All these, the antennas and these legs are all beads. And then the yellow band has some cross stitching in there, but also beads. And what I decided to do is, especially in these areas where there's only a few stitches of just cross stitch, and you use a 2-strand thread for both cross stitch and beads, they tell you in the kit, each bead has a different color of floss that they want you to use, because you do end up seeing a little bit of the thread. So I just threaded my beading needle with the color I needed, paid attention to what 2 symbols I needed, one for a bead, one for a cross stitch, and just did them at the same time. So there's some like dark gray in here that I added when I was doing the beads for the legs, And there's some dark yellow, or not, where is it? You can barely see it because it kind of matches. There's some. And these beads that all took the same color thread, so I just did it all at the same time and did the whole swath all together. So it kind of saves time that way. So that's fun. And once I finish the stripes, the yellow bits, then I'll go on and do the wings, and then I'll add in all the honeycomb and flowers and all that kind of stuff. So much fun. I really enjoyed that, getting back into that. So hopefully I can bring this out once a week again and give it a little bit of attention. My main things I worked on this week were my 2 Whip Go pieces that were for September on my full coverage Whip Go board. So first I had Stitcher's Retreat, which I shared this progress in my Whip Parade, but again, since not everybody watches that, I'll go ahead and make sure you see it here too. This I'm cropping off a lot of the outside, and I'm just doing what's inside these lines here. And I did some background because I wanted to just get some stitches quickly, and then I also put in a length of thread in her face to do something fun for the last string that I needed to get the last few stitches. So here is this one. This is on 28 count de Rose Monaco, 2/1 half stitches. And I got a little over 1,000 stitches, which is my goal for Whip Go. So most of that is up here. I made sure to pick colors that had a lot of stitches. So there's a couple holes still here in the corner that I skipped because I wanted to just do the ones that had a lot going on and just get a lot of stitches all at once. And then I also put in a length in her face over here because I felt like some color as well. So yeah, there's that one. So that one got some progress, and I got to check off that square on my Whip Go board. And then my next one was Stitching Shelf. Both of the ones with Stitch in the name got called for September. This is a Stitching Shelf Max Color, and I said that I was going to be picking large chunks of color and not working on park threads because I wanted to make sure to get my stitches in quickly. That is not what I did. When I sat down to work on it, I took a look at those park threads. I was like, you know what? I really don't want those there. I want those gone. I want those stitched in. How much would it take to do that? So I kind of tapped on a couple of the first symbols in Pattern Keeper, and I clicked on a few, and yeah, they had just a few stitches in that general area. And then I saw one that had a whole bunch in nearby area. I'm like, oh yeah, I could probably get my 1,000 stitches pretty quickly doing this. Turns out the one color that I had been excited about that had a bunch going on had like a really short part thread. I was like, oh great, of course. But overall, I finished my park threads on Stitching Shelf. I'm so excited. And so I worked mostly up in that top upper left-hand corner, but sometimes I went elsewhere in order to finish my string. I didn't put any strings back in the box. Since I have a framework all over the place, I was able to find somewhere where I could use the rest of the string. So I will do a before and after big full thing, and then I'll do, I think, an upper, like a before and after at the upper corner closer. So here is all of this for you to see all together and see if you can see what's different. And then I'll do a before and after of just up here. Hopefully I have something I can put next to it to see the main differences, which were up here. So I did a lot in this key and around in the purple around the door, and some of these strips on the door got filled in. I got this little bit, which is part of a book. It's like a purple book with a yellow spine like label for the name. I did some fill in along the top with in here. That was actually the only color that I just chose. Everything else was a part thread. but then I had a little bit more I needed to do to get my 1,000 stitches, so I just picked the next color closest to the top that had a lot of stitches, and that was that one. I also came to, where did I go? I think I had some yellow in the bottom of that shelf, which is probably really hard to see. Yeah, I think most of it stayed pretty close to the top. So yeah, most of it's up here. But I'm so excited, so excited. Now it's like free and clear. You can see everything because the park threads tend to get in the way when you're trying to share it. And I'm excited. Oh yeah, and something else that I notice when I'm sharing this in my whip parade is this bottom doesn't look even, but I have counted it correctly. This has gone all the way to the bottom of the design. That's the very bottom. This side has not. This side has like 20 more stitches till it hits the bottom. So that's why it looks uneven, because it is, but it's not wrong. So at some point I should come down and do more to hit the bottom over here so it doesn't look like I counted wrong, because that always freaks me out a little bit. When I see that, I'm like, oh no. But no, it's right. So. Oh yeah, and this is on 28 count tea-dyed Monaco, 2/1 half stitches. And I got my 1,000 stitches on for my whip goal and was able to check that off. Yay! So that's really all I did this week. I did not get out Knitting Woman at all because all of my extra time went for the whip parade, but I am hoping to get that back out this week. So I'll share it here for you because hopefully I'll get this out as like my afternoon stitch to do one length of thread or something like that throughout the rest of the week. So we'll see how that goes. Here's this here, same as last week, but I'll just give you this before. 22 count, 2/1 half stitches. Working from the top down, left to right, choosing my symbols, and then working them till the string runs out. Occasionally, if I'm super close to finishing a color, I will get another length on my thread, just on my needle, just to finish that color. But usually it's, because now at the end here, some colors are getting really close to being finished, or they are finished. So super exciting. And I was torn a little bit between pulling that out on Sundays for my main stitching on Sunday instead of the drawn thread sampler of stitches, but I do want to finish Knitting Woman, but I also don't want to completely forget about sampler of stitches. I want to try to finish this. This is one of those pieces that I intended to finish this year, and if I let it linger, it's just going to eat at me. I have a few on my whip list already that are like that, and I want to get them done. I don't want them lingering because their goal was not to just start and enjoy for years. It was to start and finish, and that's a different situation in my mind. So there are a few on my whip list that are in the same boat, and I want to get them completed this coming year. Not this year probably, because I have other things I want to work on. But I do have goals for hopefully finishing a few more things next year that are kind of in that lingering stage that shouldn't be there. So this is by the Drawn Thread. I should be, let's see, this weekend I should be working on You, which would then give me 7 of these charts completed. I believe I just finished N. So I'm like 2 1/3 charts behind, which is really bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters behind. So I have a lot of catching up to do. So I am hopefully planning to work on this as my Sunday stitch for my main piece every Sunday in October, and possibly even going forward into the rest of the year every Sunday. I may still do my, one length of thread on Knitting Woman, but I want to make sure this gets a good chunk of my Sunday. So here's the one I'm working on right now, MNO. Believe I have N finished, mostly finished. Guess we'll find out. So if I can get to this on Sunday, I should be working on O. We'll see. So here's my starting point. Nope, still working on the letter N, but it looks like I have all the specialty stitches done for in the letter N. So here is all of it all together. 30 count custard cream linen, mostly 1/2, so it's very light coverage. And I'll do a before and after because this is getting pretty big of the chunk that I'm working on. So here's the MNO chunk. So I'll finish that N. I still have the thread on my needle and then do O. Hopefully I can finish the O. That'd be great. We'll see how fast it can go. And regardless, if I finish a section, I'm just going to keep plowing forward, keep moving forward because I know I'm behind. So if for some reason I get a lot of stitching time, which Sundays can be hit and miss, kind of depends on if I take a nap. Now that there's Broncos games, it changes a little bit because sometimes I'll want to work on something easier in there with the Broncos game, and this is not that easy. So it depends on what stitch I'm working on. Maybe I could do like the cross stitching part in front of the game. The other thing that is nice about football season though is there's also more games than just the Broncos game. And so I tend to have a little bit more time in the fall during football season to cross stitch. So when it's not football season, we were doing family movie night on Sunday night, which takes a chunk of my evening away. So I'm hoping that I can definitely have more stitching time going forward the rest of the year to get caught up on this piece. So that's a good thing. I will be doing, I have my October is kind of split up in chunks of 3 days each. I have my 4 Whip Go projects that were called for October. I have 2 Whip Go boards, so I have 2 Fancy Lady pieces that were called and 2 full coverage pieces that were called. They are all getting my Monday through Wednesday chunks, the October pieces. Then I have my autumn montage start that I will be doing this week, Thursday through Saturday. Then I've got a free Thursday through Saturday next week that I'll put in Knitting Woman for 3 days. She'll get my main time on 3 days. And then I have my 2 Fancy Lady pieces from September, which will get the Thursday through Saturday chunks the last two weeks in October. And then the 31st was kind of a all by itself situation. So I figured I'll throw in Knitting Woman there too, just so she gets some more time. That's my plan. So the first one that I'm going to work on is my first Fancy Lady draw for October, which is Time for Myself by Soda Stitch. So excited. This is one of those things that you do your whip parade and you're like, oh yeah, I'm so excited to work on that again. I hope it gets called soon. Yay, it got called. So super excited to pull this out. I already worked on it a little bit last night and got 2.5 links of thread stitched in her face. So excited to work on this. So I still have 2 more days on it. This is on 32 count Whisper linen 2/2 full cross, and there she's at. She's so pretty. As you can see, I was doing this lightest skin color and a little bit in her ear there, and so I'll just finish filling this out. She has cheek colors and eyebrow and eyelid colors as well, which are the same colors in her hair. So what I'm probably going to do, finish her skin, fill in the cheek colors, which are pinks, and wherever those threads run out will end up in her shirt or her bow or something. And then these 2 colors are also in her hair, so those colors will, 1 strand of each of them wherever they end up in her hair, and then I'll try to backstitch her facial features. So ideally I can have enough time in the next 2 days to get that much done, because I would love to see her little facial features finished. So wish me luck. It's kind of a lot to do if I'm going to work in all those threads, but we'll see. We can do it. And then I'm going to start Autumn Montage. I don't really feel like starts, but I do want to make sure this gets started because it's a seasonal set. I have to have all of them started, and if I don't start it, then it's like, then it's missing its piece. So I will start this. I have Hidden Harbor. I had wanted to start this year, but I do still want to start it, but I don't know if I will. I may wait until next year. when I've finished a few more things. This one by Andy Russell. Love that. Have fabric cut for it already. I might wait. And I have the Grand Library Romance also slotted to start on the 1st of the year, but again, it's kind of like, do I really want to start that? Yes and no. After reviewing my WIP parade, I'm kind of like, let's just finish everything. Stop starting stuff. This one I will start for sure because I want to make sure my set is complete and I have them ready to go, all my seasons. So this is the only one I have left. I started winter in February, so this is my last one. A lot of people doing them this year still have winter left to go, but I will be, these are by Pain Free Crafts, P-A-I-N-E, a UK company. And I will be starting in the upper left-hand corner with my typewriter method, but I'll be doing it where I'm choosing my symbols left to right, top to bottom within the 10 by 10 square, so I get more than just border. So it'll be a bunch of like leaves probably. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I have 28 count mushroom Lugana, which is the same stuff spring and summer are on, and it's serged, rolled up, ready to go. So I'll get that started on Thursday, give it 3 days, and hopefully get to my 1,000 stitch goal that I like to do for all my full coverages this year. I'm doing 1/1 full cross on this Lugana. Yeah, and I'm excited about that. So I guess that's everything I have to share. I'll do hopefully some sampler of stitches on Sunday. So that's my plan. Wish me luck. And I'll wish you luck with the giveaway. So be sure, enjoy my coupon code. If you want to enter the giveaway, don't use any of the troll triggering keywords like win, giveaway, prize, free, things like that. Just use the keywords that I shared at the beginning for whichever one or ones that you would like to be put your name in for. I'm going to have it be nobody can win more than once. So if for some reason random picker picks you a second time, I'm going to redraw if you already won something, because I want 12 different people to win something. Yeah, so that's how it's going to work. And I'm trying to think, maybe I'll leave this one, the 12 people physical items, open for 2 weeks. A lot of times my giveaways are only 1 week, but since my sale is going through the end of next week, I'll go ahead and leave this open for 2 weeks also. So when I come back on the 10th, it'll still be active. You can still enter on this video for that. You'll have 2 weeks to put in your keywords. So with that, I will sign off and hopefully get this uploaded and you can enjoy it and enjoy what you're working on too. And there's Smokey. She wasn't causing too much trouble today. Happy stitching. Bye.